know that Libra has a very strong affinity with the energy that comes from their heart center? So, when a Libra listens, a Libra doesn't listen with their ears alone. A Libra actually listens from their heart center, which is why Libras are the energy of Libra is very commonly mistaken to be very, defensive, cautious. You have a relationship with spontaneity and being on the wild side, but there's a cautious nature to you, and it's because the heart can't just be exposed to anything. And so, how you listen, you don't just assume positive. How you give of yourself, you don't just assume that everybody understands or everybody gets it, and there's always a part of you that holds back. And that's the part that's trying to care for the heart, and that's just Libra's energy connected to the heart as opposed to you. And it's very important to be able to have that awareness between Libra energy, like showing up within you, as opposed to you associating with that and then identifying with it. Because that's called consequential identity. That's not your true identity. To be cautious, reserved, and super, 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 super sensitive in how you listen to someone. Because Libra ears is very, very sensitive. So, when explaining, when in an argument with a Libra, these things are prickly as hell, and it's important to just know that at some stage we did it in the boot camp last year with Libras. I taught in the boot camp that at some stage you want to disassociate from the predictability of the sensitivity. Sensitivity is not wrong. It's a beautiful indulgence. It is to be aware that it is not you. So, big difference between indulging in sensitivity and knowing who is enjoying this energy, where does the source of this energy come from, and knowing how to disassociate. This is not easy for a Libra because when most of the experiences of reality comes through the heart center, yeah, it's very, very hard to remove themselves from the heart. So their emotions, the quality of their thinking is all conditioned to the state of the heart. And we don't know, when you meet a Libra, you don't know the quality of their heart. You don't know the quality of whatever they've endured as love or assume is love. You don't know the limitations of any of that. Libras don't necessarily open up their heart and let you know the condition of their heart. So you never know what level of heart you are speaking to. That's why naturally there's always a caution with me personally. There's a caution with speaking with Libras. You gotta suss them out very, very quickly and then see where the frailties lie. And it's very easy to point out or easy to spot out when there's a sensitivity in the heart, but to a point where it's hurting the person as opposed to going forward, and growing. And that's taking things personal, getting attached, getting triggered very easily, moving into masculine, moving into thinking very easily. That's when you know, okay, cool, they've totally not been able to detach from the heart or the energy of Libra. Depending on how Libra you are in your natal chart, it really, starts fleshing out. This video would really resonate with you depending on how the degree of Libra you are. So if we were in a boot camp and you were all sitting around the table and you were like, okay, Nathaniel, so how do we resolve? I'll say firstly, indulge the fact that you have this Libra energy. It's a beautiful energy to have. It's part of why, with this sensitive heart, you are super intuitive, will have very strong connections to the family, and despite the family condition maybe not being 100%, you'll always still be connected to family, even if it's of your own nature that you grow. The the heart is a special organ and an energy center to work with, but you must understand it outside of you. Know what a good quality heart looks like, feels like, and that feeds into your curiosity that you naturally have with this zodiac sign. So be curious about the quality of people's heart. Read a book. There's a book called The Mastery of Love. Go get that book. I promise you, just get outside of yourself and in a romanticized way in understanding this love center. Make sure you go check if your Venus is in Libra as well, because that will really, and your moon, that will really accentuate what I'm speaking about, especially when it comes to how your dream quality kicks in and the quality of your sleep equally so as well. You have a beautiful relationship with music as well. And notice that to listen to music, you need ears. And what did we say? You listen from your heart. So your relationship with music is from the heart. That's why some of you have a beautiful connection in either being able to play an instrument really well, having an aspiration to play an instrument really well. When it comes to creativity of the music, of the arts, of anything of that field, singing, it's something that you will do very well in. And that's because even if you just enjoy listening to music, where you are listening to music from is a very sensitive place. It's the heart. That's why your playlist as a Libra is deep, it's meaningful, and it won't be the same. What you have as a playlist at 25 is very different to what you have at 31. And what you have at 31 is going to be very different to what you have at 42. So there's a ever growing sensitivity to music that you're going to have, and indulgence to music that you're going to have. And that's because you are experiencing it from the heart chakra, not just the way everybody else listens to music. And that's why there's those very intrapersonal moments with music, themes that have gotten you through very, very tough periods of your life. Libra energy, if this resonates with you, is showing up. I want you to just open that Chinese fan of Libra energy and note that there is a fluidity in it. It's not just the, don't just fall for the taking things personal, macho man, do it myself. There's a point where you have to be a fool and indulge in not knowing. That is very healthy for you. But if there's a complete acknowledgement of I know everything, it's like saying, um, you have a full expression to understanding all kinds of music, and you've heard all songs. No one's heard every single song, so therefore you can never claim to know yourself. There's so many organisms, understandings, capacities of our brains that we don't know. So rather be in naivety and rather be confused than know everything and be left very stuck. And that reserved nature is going to affect you long term, Libra. It's not going to allow you to grow, especially intuitively when you know you need to grow. You're going to have this very inward uh, turmoil. And the sad thing is, Libra, don't tell anyone. So you're going to keep it to yourself. I know you're going to keep it to yourself. It's me calling you out on keeping it to yourself. And I'm just saying, can you not be as predictable as I'm proving, so that when that moment happens, you just let go as opposed to keep in? Because you don't want to be the predictability of Libra. It's Libra that's doing that more than it is you. You must still discover yourself. But more on this if you join a boot camp. If not, um, make sure that you just listen to this. Take your time to listen to it. I know that you don't just listen fast. You need to process everything I'm saying. So process and then just assess your life and take note whether you're indulging in your sensitivity or whether you are completely, if there's capacities to be devoid of it. Meditation, being lost in music, your creativity, um, anything that allows you to be outside of the mind, in a healthy state, not in an addictive state, because you have an addictive personality, Libra. I know that about you. Just make sure that you practicing that so that you don't associate with your circumstances. There's a big difference between Libra and who you are. Know Libra in you to know you. Don't know that, and you'll never really know yourself.